Aquarius horoscope. Saturn retrograde from August 23rd, 2025 to February 13th, 2026. What Saturn retrograde really means for Aquarius. Welcome, Aquarius, that if you were born between January 20th and February 18th in Western astrology, or February 13th to March 14th in thaiastrology, the months ahead are going to be deeply transformative for you. On August 23rd, 2025, Saturn, the planet of responsibility, karma, and structure, will begin its retrograde motion and slide back directly across your sign. It will remain in this unusual, introspective phase until February 13th, 2026. In astrology, Saturn is known as the great teacher. When it moves forward, it pushes us to build, to take responsibility, to create strong foundations. But when Saturn goes retrograde, it acts like a cosmic examiner. It hands you the test paper and asks, have you truly learned your lessons? Are you ready to apply discipline to the areas of your life that need it most? Where do you need to refine, restructure, or let go? For Aquarius, this retrograde lands right on your ascendant, your identity, your outer life, your sense of self. That makes this transit not just external, but deeply personal. Over the next 6 months, you will feel its effects in work, money, relationships, and even your health and inner balance. Think of it as a reset period, a time to clean up, realign, and prepare for the next chapter of growth. Career and responsibilities. The weight of Saturn's lessons. Let's start with your work and responsibilities. When Saturn retrogrades across your sign, it often brings extra duties, leadership roles, or tasks that demand maturity and patience. For Aquarius, this means you may find yourself taking on a new role at work that requires you to step up as a problem solver or leader. Complex challenges that no one else wants to handle, but you'll be asked to manage them. Opportunities to use your natural, innovative, and out-of-the-box thinking to resolve long-standing issues. For example, imagine you've been working in a team where a project keeps getting delayed. During this retrograde, your boss may suddenly say, Aquarius, we need you to take charge and fix this. At first, it may feel overwhelming, but Saturn's presence here means that if you accept the responsibility and apply discipline, the long-term rewards will be huge, perhaps a promotion, recognition, or a reputation as the go-to person when things get tough. You might also feel drawn to long-distance travel for work or deep research and study. Saturn retrograde can pull you into areas where patience and persistence are required. For instance, some Aquarians may decide to finally pursue a higher degree, conduct important research, or start a business project that requires months of careful groundwork. Yes, the load will feel heavy, but Saturn retrograde isn't here to punish you. It's here to help you build muscles of endurance and wisdom. Finances, a roller coaster, but with breakthrough potential. Now let's talk about money, one of the areas where Saturn's retrograde tends to show its effects clearly. During the early phase of this retrograde, your finances may feel unstable or pressured. Unexpected expenses could show up, repairs, family obligations, or even investments that don't pay off as quickly as you hoped. You might feel as though money is flowing out faster than it comes in. But here's the good news. As Saturn shifts into alignment with Rahu, the North Node, opportunities open up. New sources of income could appear, sometimes from unusual or surprising places. For example, an Aquarius who has been freelancing may suddenly land a contract with an international client. Another may be offered a side project that taps into their creativity, like writing, consulting, or teaching online, that brings in unexpected cash. Some may even receive a windfall, like money from an inheritance, insurance payout, or a surprise bonus. Still, Saturn insists on discipline. This is not the time to gamble or invest in shady deals. You must carefully read contracts, avoid get-rich-quick schemes, and think twice before lending money to people who aren't trustworthy. Think of Saturn's lesson here as save wisely, spend carefully, and plan for the long term. Relationships and social life. Old flames, new tensions. Saturn retrograde across Aquarius doesn't just affect your professional and financial life. It also shakes up your relationships and social world. Because Saturn sits opposite your 7th house of partnerships, you may experience tension in marriages or long-term partnerships. Old issues that were swept under the rug may resurface. For example, if you and your partner have been avoiding conversations about finances, this retrograde will force you to finally face them. Complications with contracts or business partners. A deal may stall, a partner may withdraw, or a client may become harder to negotiate with. Encounters with past relationships. Saturn retrograde often brings back people from the past. An ex may suddenly message you, or an old friend could reappear, testing how much you've grown emotionally. There's also a theme of secrets or hidden truths coming to light. If there have been unclear dynamics, like a friend who hasn't been honest, or a relationship where boundaries are blurred, these truths may finally surface. The key here is patience. Saturn asks you to practice honesty, endurance, and forgiveness. Some relationships may feel tested to the breaking point, but if they survive this transit, they will be stronger and more authentic than ever. For health and well-being. Saturn demands balance with Saturn pressing directly on your ascendant. You cannot ignore your body, health, and energy levels. You may feel heavier responsibilities, fatigue, or stress-related symptoms. Old health issues, especially chronic or long-term conditions, could flare up. For example, if you've struggled with back pain, joint problems, or digestion issues, Saturn may remind you that it's time to take care of them seriously. Stress could also impact your mental health, making rest, meditation, and self-care essential. The lesson here: you cannot pour from an empty cup. Saturn reminds you to slow down, respect your limits, and build sustainable routines. Practical advice: adopt a structured health plan, whether it's daily exercise, a consistent sleep schedule, or mindful eating. Meditation, yoga, or quiet reflection can help you release the mental weight of Saturn's pressure. Listen to your body. Saturn rewards those who take care of themselves, but it punishes neglect. 5. Spiritual lessons, karma, and inner growth beyond the external challenges. This Saturn retrograde is also about deep inner transformation. Because Saturn is the planet of karma, its retrograde is like a cosmic audit. It brings back unfinished business, old lessons, or unresolved patterns from the past. For Aquarius, this could mean revisiting old goals and asking, did I build the foundation strong enough? Facing personal habits or fears that have held you back. Realizing that you've been carrying responsibilities that aren't really yours and learning to let go. For example, an Aquarius who always says yes to others may suddenly feel crushed under the weight of obligations. Saturn will force them to set boundaries. Another Aquarius, who has been chasing success without inner fulfillment, may realize it's time to align their work with their true values. Spiritually, this period invites you to grow wiser, stronger, and more authentic. 6. How to thrive during Saturn retrograde. So, how do you make the most of this intense 6-month transit? Here are some tips. 1. Embrace responsibility. Don't run from duties, lean into them. Saturn rewards maturity. 2. Be patient. Results won't come overnight, but long-term success is being built now. 3. Simplify finances. Budget wisely, cut unnecessary expenses, and invest in stability. 4. Strengthen relationships. Talk honestly with your partner, clarify contracts, and be transparent with friends. 5. Prioritize health. Build routines, rest often, and don't push your body beyond its limits. 6. Reflect and learn. Journal, meditate, or seek mentorship to understand Saturn's deeper lessons. Closing, the gift of Saturn retrograde. Aquarius. Saturn retrograde from August 23, 2025 to February 13, 2026 may feel heavy at times. You may carry extra responsibilities, face financial ups and downs, or navigate relationship challenges. But beneath it all, Saturn is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Think of this period as a spiritual apprenticeship. Saturn is the teacher, and you are the student. If you do the work, accepting responsibility, staying patient, and learning the lessons. You will come out of this transit not only more stable, but also more powerful. So take heart, Saturn retrograde is not the end, it's the beginning of a deeper chapter of growth. And when Saturn finally goes direct in February 2026, you will stand taller, wiser, and more prepared for the future than ever before.